We are wrestling. We are wrestling podcast.
They give a shout out to We Are Wrestling on YouTube.
You're watching We Are Wrestling.
Stop!
I'm the host with the most.
You are by far the least intelligent.
What's going on, everybody? Danny Huckins here, man. 1/3 of We Are Wrestling.
What's going on? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. Ben here, the third of the talk show.
We Are Wrestling Podcast.
Make sure to subscribe, baby.
We are wrestling.
What is up? We are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide. I'm the host with the most, Mr. We Are Wrestling himself, the best one, Donnie, here with...
What's up? We are Wrestling Maniacs Worldwide. It has been here 1/3 of the podcast, and today we have a very feels like colorful and interesting episode. And what's today's 71 or 72?
73.
Oh shit! 73. Jesus fuck! I remember when we were recording 36, and that felt huge. Damn.
I know. And a couple weeks ago, you were saying I remember recording episode 3.
That's what I'm saying, dude. That's nuts, man. 73 fucking episodes. Wow, man. Well, so episode 73 is going to be very colorful and drama-filled at the end, so be sure to stick around before we get into that. Don, take it away, man.
Man, it is another drama-filled episode. You can thank AEW, Tony Khan,
No.
You
can thank CM Punk alone. That's oh, fuck. Sorry.
We're going to be diving into all the good stuff, but you guys are all probably wondering, where's Danny? Well, it's his birthday week, and he gave us the greatest birthday gift possible, and that's him not being on this week's episode of the podcast. So before we dive into the topics for this week, if you're not, We Are Wrestling Mania. Oh my god.
He said he gave us the greatest birthday present from him for his own birthday week, not fucking being here. God damn. He took a vacation for the week. Oh, that's funny.
If you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're listening to the podcast, give us a 5-star review, not just a 5-star review, but a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're watching this and you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, and you're not a part of the thousands of subscribers, we recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, videos be coming out of nowhere like an RKO, and of course you already know, the grind is real.
Yeah, buddy.
And just a quick announcement before, we dive into talking about our week. First and foremost, last week on the podcast, I did make the announcement that the We Are Wrestling shirts will be on sale within the next couple weeks. We'll be launching the online shop, and we have a special skit with, actor Tyrone Davis over on Donald's the Best One, advertising the new shirts. I think you guys are really going to enjoy that.
That's going to be fun.
And how do you feel, man, about the skit? Because you and we both were a part of it as well.
Yeah. Definitely it felt weird putting on those shoes again, because it's been a while. But for what it's worth and how it came out, honestly, I'm really kind of stoked about it. It was kind of great to finally be in the same spot when Tyrone's on camera, because it's actually kind of fun. It's actually really, 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 really fun, and he definitely wings it for sure, and he definitely takes it and runs. So definitely.
So one thing too, if you guys are probably wondering who Tyrone is, he's one of my close friends. He, helped me create videos throughout the years over on my original channel, Donald's the Best One, where I did, original web series and stuff. And one of his most iconic characters he played was, a kid named Steve. And we figured that we would bring Steve into the We Are Wrestling universe. And I think that it meshed well. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. Plus, the shirts will be on sale pretty soon. We're going to have all the good details. Also,
yeah, buddy.
Also, the reason why this podcast is out a day early is because on Saturday, Danny and myself, for his birthday, we are going out to Silver Scream Con. And I'm going to be getting the opportunity to meet Y2J Chris Jericho. Man.
The Lionheart.
The Lionheart. The Ocho.
The Ocho. The Painmaker. The Master of the Bubbly. The one, the only.
Bubbly.
Everyone's drunk mom when they decide they want to start singing karaoke. Chris Jericho.
Little bit of the bubbly.
Dude, I fucking... Have you seen that video that Mick Foley shared on his Instagram? It was like the moves of Jericho, and it showed Jericho dancing shirtless on stage while he was with Fozzy spinning around. It says everyone's drunk mom when they fucking sing karaoke or some shit. And dude, I was dying because it's so true, man.
And that's the thing, like, I am so nervous to beat Jericho. He's always been on my Mount Rushmores of, professional wrestling. So I'm very nervous, but honestly, really excited to, get him off my bucket list.
To get him off your bucket list? Nice, man. Are you meeting anybody else while you're there?
Nope. Just Chris Jericho. Yes,
so
sir.
You're going there and meeting Jericho and then bouncing?
Nope, I won't be bouncing because Danny's with me, of course, and I know I do want to check out the con as well. I do. I'm not super big into horror like you and Danny are, but I do want to, experience it. I want to, check out some of the vendors and just walk around and, definitely enjoy the experience.
Well, I can definitely give you an idea of what it's like. Because I went to fucking Walker Stalker Con for the Walking Dead fucking convention back in 2017. My brother got really, really drunk and ordered me a fucking gold pass. So that was an $800 ticket. He got really drunk and ordered it for my birthday because the event was in August. And I was telling him, I was like, yeah, dude, I really want to go, but I'm fighting to get this fucking, the general admission ticket and then finding a ride out there. Fucking text me out of the blue one night. I think it was like a week and a half later, being like, yeah, by the way, happy birthday. I was a little fucking drunk when I did this, but here we are. Fucking, it was like, yeah, fucking, I was able to go in early, like an hour and a half before everybody else. I got to cut in line. I got to get 2 free photo ops, 2 free autographs. I got like souvenirs and shit. I got early entry into like the panels when they some of the actors sit down and they
so like you can sit and like ask some questions and stuff.
Ask some questions, yeah. And then I got like reserved seating, so I got to go like almost to the fucking front, which is kind of dope. And they escort you there like personally, like somebody like a security guard escorts you there personally and like sits you down and everything. And so I got a pretty dope seat to all the panels. And then
man, for $800. I'd hope so.
Yeah, dude. I felt like I was balling that weekend, dude. I was fucking living life, dude. Like, and the craziest shit is, dude, you'll run into the celebrities at random ass spots, like when they're like done doing signings and everything. Like, for example, my daughter's mom was in the elevator randomly with fucking Dwight from The Walking Dead, the dude with the burnt ass face.
Okay, yep.
He was randomly there. I fucking ran into. Unfortunately, he passed away recently. But Scott Wilson, he played Herschel in The Walking Dead in season 2. Maggie's
the name
Maggie's
does sound
dad.
very familiar.
Yeah, Scott Wilson's huge, man. He's like a fucking. Your dad would probably know him. He's like an older actor. Scott Wilson, I met him randomly. Michael Cudlitz, who played Abraham, the fucking ginger with like the fucking handlebar mustache.
Abraham, I know that character.
I partied with fucking Father Gabriel, the priest, and fucking T-Dog from season 1. T-Dog, cool. The dude that Merle fucking punched in the face, then got handcuffed to the roof. That dude's a party animal. And then also Jerry, King Ezekiel's fucking squire. He was also in the movie Shazam. He played Billy Badson's like foster dad and everything. So he's fucking sick as shit. And then I also met Kari Payton, who's the voice of Cyborg from Teen Titans and also plays King Ezekiel.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah,
That's
dude.
Cool.
It was such a fun fucking weekend, dude. And then like you'd randomly see them around Boston. Like you'd see leaving like the hotel and shit and all that fun jazz. I don't know if you've seen any of the OG Spider-Man movies with Tobey Maguire.
Yep.
Do you remember the dude that was like the ring announcer during like the wrestling match? He's like, "What's your name, kid?"
Yes,
Bruce Campbell.
Yes,
he's actually a horror icon. His name is Ash Williams in the Evil Dead movies. So, and he's fucking like legendary. And yeah, he was just chilling around shooting the shit and everything too. I'm like, dude, this is fucking weird. Like, I felt like I was in goddamn Hollywood land. It was lovely. So
But
if
I
you
think that's the
can
thing that I'm
do
very
it,
excited about, man,
Do it.
is the experience, because not only am I going with myself, I'm also going to be going with our co-host Danny, and I know he has a lot of knowledge when it comes to, horror and like metal
Good
music and stuff.
fucking luck.
So I'm
You're gonna
definitely
be
going to be able
babysitting.
to learn a lot. So
You're not
I
going
am
with
kind of
Danny.
excited.
You're babysitting Danny while going to a convention. That's gonna be fun. You realize that's a tall order right there, man. I condone you, man. Like, I 100% can, like, respect for going all the way out to a convention just for Danny. Oh God.
Hey, I'm going to be in Jericho's line probably for a long time. So he's going to be overlapping. He's probably going to be like Eugene. Remember when Eugene made his Raw debut? And then William Regal lost sight of him. And then he went over to the commentary table and he started licking Jerry the King Lawler's head. That's going to be Danny at Silver Scream Con, ladies and gentlemen.
Did he get a photo op with Jericho, or he just get a fucking ticket to go?
All I know, man, is he got a ticket for his birthday to go in. I don't know what he's going to do.
Sick-ass Rhea Ripley shirt, by the way.
Oh, appreciate it, man. I got this when I went to Raw in Hartford.
Mommy.
Yep, she's my mommy. That's
Mommy
right.
cheeks. I'm gonna make a customized shirt, and whenever we go to the next Raw, and if Judgment Day's there, I'm gonna wear it, and it's gonna say "Mommy Cheeks," and it's gonna have Rhea Ripley's face on it. Yeah, and the back is just gonna be her
One
dunk.
thing I definitely want to ask you before we dive into our highlight of the week
What
is how has your week been? Because over the weekend it was pretty busy. We had Labor Day weekend, and
Yeah.
Danny and we were very busy on the We Are Wrestling channel, doing back-to-back watch-alongs and predictions for AEW All Out and WWE Payment.
Oh God! So like, you really want me to go into like my personal weekend as to why I wasn't here? Because I will.
Spill it, man.
So-
Spill the beans.
Okay, so Thursday I woke up and it was a normal natural day, and I think we were supposed to record the podcast that day, right? Yeah,
I believe so.
yeah, we were supposed to record the podcast that day. So I was about to hit record on a couple of reactions. Like, I was literally set up and everything, and I was literally about to hit click record, and then I was gonna hop on the We Are Wrestling show right after. And this is around like 2 at this point, maybe a little earlier, like 2-ish, maybe.
Yeah, I think it was about 2:00.
Yeah, like 2. So I'm getting a call from Ash, which does not fucking happen when she goes to work. I don't fucking hear from her really at all until she gets out of work. So, she works customer service. She's at the desk. She can't really go on her phone. So I'm getting a call from her, and I'm like, okay, this is weird. I answer, and it sounds like she's been crying, because you can just tell. And I'm like,
Yeah.
is everything okay? Like, did somebody like fucking break into the store and like hold you at gunpoint or something? Like, I don't know what the fuck to think. She's like, hey, I hate to ask you this and interfere with your day. I'm like, oh, this is serious. So I'm like, all right, I'm listening. She's like, yeah, so remember, my bad ankle? I'm like, oh, I know exactly where the fuck this is going. I'm like, did you re-injure it? She's like, yeah, I'm pretty sure I did. I'm like, oh, what the fuck happened? Homegirl went to turn, fucking twisted her fucking ankle, and she heard a huge pop sound, tingling in her fucking toes, and could not fucking move. Lovely. So I had to go all the way to Springfield by fucking Uber, basically. So you know how much of a fucking nightmare that is in itself. So
Oh yeah, I
and
know
this lady
firsthand,
is
man.
taking her time, so I'm just like already annoyed. And then I get there, and her foot, she's sitting behind the customer service desk, but her foot is just massively elevated on top of another chair with like 3 fucking pillows. And I'm like, what the fuck? So I get her into a wheelchair, and we bring her to the fucking to urgent care and everything. And turns out she severely re-sprained the fuck out of her injured foot. Like, back when she first injured it the same fucking way 10 years ago, they told her that she was straight up better off breaking it, because it would have just, fucking broke it back into place and it would have healed. With a fracture and a sprain, it kind of heals, but it doesn't really. So this is the second time around. So she's been on crutches all fucking week, and she could barely do anything by herself. So
And that's
I've
the
been
thing,
kinda
like,
helping her
I
out and
know
shit.
how that feels because throughout my life, I've, played basketball and I've dealt with a lot of ankle injuries and, foot injuries as well. And man, sprains fucking suck.
Yeah, dude, her fucking whole damn foot is all black and blue going up to her fucking toes, basically, almost, and it looks rough. Like, the swelling has definitely subsided because she's taking some medication that urgent care like prescribed her and everything. But the swelling has gone from the size of what looked like a fucking bowling ball all the way back to almost normal. Still a little swollen, but it's like almost normal, and she's starting to be able to put like more pressure on it. She's down to 1 crutch rather than 2. She's walking around a lot more. She's doing a lot more shit now, so it's been a week though, man. So, and if you want me to be straight up honest with you, because my asshole job has cut my fucking hours down so much, I've been able to do nothing but get drunk this entire fucking week. So basically, realistically, if you look for like from Thursday until like basically this point, I've just been fucking drunk all week. Like me and Ash have just been fucking getting loaded all week. And then my brother this weekend was over, so I wasn't on the live watch
you couldn't do the watch alongs.
Yeah.
I remember you were catching up with them.
I turned on the fucking show on my laptop while we were fucking gaming and everything, and I'm fucking wasted, bro. So I'm like blacking in and out, and I think I hopped on the stream for a second.
Towards the end, you were commenting towards the end.
Oh God, I don't even remember.
So I think you were talking to Alex Johnson. I think.
Oh no, Alex Johnson! What the fuck did I say?
Angelo said, "What's up to you?" And you're like, "What's going on, man?"
Okay, that's good. But Alex Johnson, did I say? Oh no, that is like the worst person to talk to when you're drunk, because all he talks about is fucking Liv Morgan's ass. Oh no. Yeah, dude. So in Saturday, I was at like my peak drunk. Like I was super fucking drunk Saturday, dude. And my brother was over and he was fucking loaded too. So like we're playing Halo and I'm watching Payback, and I'm also watching the stream on my phone. So I'm like catching up with everything, and I'm just dude, I was on a fucking cloud on autopilot, just letting everything take me, and it was just such a good time. But it was a hell of a week. So yeah, if you really want to know how my week was, I was literally gone this entire week. I was gone.
Yeah, but
I was home, but gone.
Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you need to just get away from, the computer. You need to get away from, content creating a little bit.
I didn't even do any of my own shit.
I'm glad that you enjoyed, your long weekend, man.
It was nice, thank you. Because again, I didn't even work on anything Lone Ranger wise. I was like, hey guys, she took a fall. I'm gonna, I'll be back whenever. And I released my fucking first 3 videos yesterday, and all of them are sitting in the thousands. So I mean, we're doing okay. We're doing okay now. Like we good. I think. What was the subscriber count? Fucking.
I can't even keep track anymore, man. You're blowing up. You're becoming
for whatever reason. For whatever reason, too. Like I don't understand it. I'm still trying to grasp it. So currently, right now, as it sits, I am at 6,745. I'm about to go to 7K soon, very very soon, which is kind of nuts. But yeah, and again, a lot of it is just doing it all the time, or reacting to the right stuff,
man.
Or I just listen to music in front of a camera. That's all I do. I just listen to music in front of a camera. It's like, you ever see that episode of iCarly where Spencer was on a dating site and he was trying to figure out what to do, and he just ate cereal in front of a camera for like 20 minutes?
Yes.
That's basically what it feels like. It's what it feels like doing music reactions.
A good show.
Just sitting there doing my thing for 20 minutes and then I go away for another video. and people are into it. So I mean, like, you know what? Cool. But
also too, I do want to say this as well to the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that tuned into the AEW All Out stream. I do apologize for how unprofessional I was during the stream, because Sunday I was busy, man. I went and played basketball for a few hours, and right after that, a lot of my, boys I haven't seen in a while, they all wanted to come watch the show, and they all weren't fitting in my studio. So I needed to think of a solution here, because AEW, they don't want to be on, a regular thing like WWE is with Peacock. They want to be on Bleacher Report. And my TV up in my living room doesn't have Bleacher Report. So I had to go from balling and I messed up my foot in the process of doing that. Walking around Walmart, getting an Apple TV that has
Nice.
Bleacher Report on it, going back, getting everything all set up, cleaning the living room, getting everything good to go, ordering the pizza as usual for the streams, and, got to watch the show in the living room, but very unorganized and absolutely wild.
It's because the Asian boy wasn't there to help.
Yeah, you always do be coming in clutch when we get a lot of people. I will say that. A lot more than Danny. But with that being said, let's dive into the highlight of the week, because we had 2 back-to-back pay-per-views. And man, right now, what a time to be a pro wrestling fan.
Is it a time to be a pro wrestling fan right now? Because here we are, pro wrestling fans, talking about the same damn thing a year later, man. Is it a time to be a wrestling fan right now? It kind of hurts.
It's however you take it. It's however you take it.
It hurts right now, man. It really fucking hurts.
Well, what doesn't hurt for you? What's your highlight of the week?
Mine is probably likely very small compared to what you're probably going to throw down. But honestly,
mine's pretty small, I think.
Honestly, I'm going to have to go with Jey Uso coming over to fucking Monday Night Raw in his heat.
Dude, that's my highlight of the week is Jey Uso.
Jey Uso, man. It excites me because there's so much for him to do. And all right, so I'm going to go into like how I feel about the whole situation, and it's going to involve Jimmy too. So I watched
before you do that, since both our highlight of the weeks are Jey Uso, well, we might as well do our first topic then about Jey Uso.
Fuck it. So our highlights of the week are Jey Uso. Let's do it.
Our highlight of the week is Jey Uso, because why, Ben? Why is it Jey? Our highlight of the week.
Because Jey is better than Jimmy. 100%, man. That had to be my highlight of the week because there is so much to unpackage for Jey. Now,
so in case everybody, real quick, in case you've been hiding under a rock and you haven't really been paying attention to pro wrestling, because of course it's Labor Day weekend. A lot of you are probably catching up with the family, spending some time. So at Payback, we saw Jey Uso return to WWE. This was during the Grayson Waller Effect segment with Cody Rhodes, and Cody announced that he had a surprise. And to be honest with you, one of my wild takes going into the predictions was Randy Orton was going to show up. But man, Jey Uso appeared, and it was such a great reaction. And it was announced that he is now a part of Raw.
Yeah. Adam Pearce also confirmed that somebody else is going to SmackDown, and we already know who's going to SmackDown. Literally the dude that brought him to Raw. So
makes perfect sense.
There is so much that we already, and I'm pretty sure we predicted that. We were like, Jey has to go to Raw and Cody has to go to SmackDown, and they're doing it.
Somebody
and
did on this podcast. I don't know if it was you, me, or Danny, or if it was just collectively.
I think it was you and me collectively, because Danny's in fucking La La Land 90% of the time. But
CM Punk staying in AEW for life.
This motherfucker, that is a whole. We'll get there.
We're gonna get there.
We'll get there.
Right.
But so when it comes to Jey, super stoked because there's a lot of people that he had wronged over on the Raw roster, and he obviously Drew McIntyre was giving him a look, and Sami Zayn,
and they're keeping kayfabe alive.
Yes,
I love that.
Yes,
I love that, because just because he's a babyface now, they're not forgetting his past, which I like a lot.
And I think because they're like openly highlighting it, I think that they're doing it purposely because it's going to bleed into the Bloodline story. They're really layering this up, especially with Cody going over to SmackDown now. It's going to pave the way for fucking him and Roman, and it's going to make it believable of him beating Roman now that he's gone through Brock. And he's basically realistically gone through everybody he has to face on Raw. So, I mean, it's time for him to go to SmackDown. So I'm really, really stoked about it. But Jimmy is somebody I'm worried about because even his theme song sucks.
Dude, I've been seeing people say that both their theme songs are fire, this, that. I don't agree, man. Jey Uso, on the other hand, that's why, I'm going to be honest with you, Ben, that's why it was my highlight of the week, because watching the presentation of the new, intro to his theme song going, what is it? It's like, it's just me, Oos.
Just me, Oos, yeah.
day one ish, it's me, Uso.
Yeah,
And then
dude,
you have
I
the
fucking
crowd going like this.
he got the
I
whole
love
fucking
it.
crowd just fucking bouncing simultaneously. Dude, Jey Uso is over as fuck. So it's
Main
like,
event Jey Uso, man.
and the way that he just said
Yes.
main event Jey Uso, they're really billing this. So I think that eventually they might have him fucking face Seth for the belt. And I think honestly, they're really going to build him as a fucking single star. He has so much potential where they're kind of straight up letting us know that Jimmy can't stand on his own because now he's trying to get into the bloodline again. So it's like, man, there's something going on. It's like they know that he can't stand on his own. So I
think it's not that. I think it's just
don't
with the bloodline. I'm going to be honest. Like, it's starting to get very stale. Like, I feel like they don't know.
they lost
what they're
Jey and
doing.
Sammy, of course. Those were the two best parts of the bloodline was Jey and Sammy, and they're both
Exactly.
gone now.
And Kevin Owens was a very important part in that storyline as well. And they're all on the Raw brand now. So I think they're really starting to lose that momentum because Roman has been feuding with Jey and not anybody else on the SmackDown brand. And that's been, causing some issues now because pretty much it's Jimmy, Solo, and Roman. And technically, there's not really anybody for Roman. And I think that's why a lot of people are starting to get tuned out when it comes to the whole bloodline on SmackDown.
Yeah.
But on
we're
the
at a
other
point
hand, on
now
Raw,
where-
what they're doing
Judgment
with
Day.
Jey is fantastic.
Yeah, and I'm saying, and all Judgment Day is becoming the new bloodline. Everybody's more interested in that shit, like what's going on with the briefcase. The fact that there's definitely not a contract in that new
McDonough.
one. JD McDonough took the real briefcase. That is what has the contract in it. The new one does not.
There's a video.
Oh,
Finn
there is?
and Damian, they switched the contract into the new one.
Good.
Because JD
Good.
gave that briefcase to Damian as a gift.
Yeah, I was saying because that would have been clever had JD just taken the briefcase and then cashed in. Could you imagine that upset though? Like, I wouldn't obviously want to see JD McDonough as champion yet. I could barely understand what the fuck he's doing, but still, we still got some development and some cooking to go.
I will say this, man. My prediction with John Cena might actually come true because he did do a segment with Jimmy Uso. So eventually that could lead to John Cena and Solo Sikoa eventually.
Yeah, no,
they go
I
down that
100%. But right now it's gonna be John Cena and LA Knight.
Also, John Cena and Miz too has been discussions because the Miz did a whole segment with "You Can't See Me" invisible John Cena on Raw.
I kind of think though that I know for a fact that the two feuds that were pitched for Cena and they're confirmed were LA Knight and Grayson Waller. Those were the two people that were pitched for his feuds. So
Honestly,
I
I'd
think
be okay with both. To be honest,
Grayson
with you.
Waller I feel like is the new Miz in a lot of ways. So I feel like that would be really great. So pairing them up or even putting them against each other would be great.
But then again, LA Knight is like the next big star,
He
so that's
is.
like passing the torch.
That's what I'm saying. John Cena, I think, is going to go to work for LA Knight because why would he have his eyes on that match? Not for The Miz. He's been through The Miz a million times. It's for fucking LA Knight. LA Knight is, with that match, dude, LA Knight is going to be put massively over. And there's something else I heard that is also circulating in the headquarters of WWE. So going into this feud, apparently, John Cena might be turning heel for the first time in almost 20 years because LA Knight is going to be the face. And you can't have John Cena be a fucking face going against LA Knight pushing him over. So how's it going to happen? The Doctor of Thugonomics got to come back. And could you imagine the mic between both of them?
I'd love that.
That's what I'm
honestly.
saying. So that is one of the rumblings going through for Cena's fucking return is
But
a heel turn.
even if it's regular John Cena versus LA Knight, I think there's still a way to sell this match because both guys know how to sell seats.
For sure. And dude, like it sucks because I feel like LA Knight is such a good heel, but he's so fucking over right now. He's getting face
man. He's
face
like The
pops,
Rock.
bro. He walks like Austin and talks like The Rock, bro. There's
like The
nothing
Rock,
but he
man.
is his own dude. But the thing is his impressions of everybody are spot on, dude. Like even the Miz one fucking put me in the clouds, bro. LA Knight is a fad. That shit fucking put me in the clouds, dude. I was fucking dying, dude. I hit life alert like 12 fucking times. I was crying, bro. But yeah, man, I think we're in for a treat when it comes to the whole Jey Uso story. I think it's
I'm so excited, man, and I got to
we
get
got
my
some
thoughts
development.
about the whole Raw thing.
definitely.
Finally, the draft is starting to matter. We're getting a legitimate trade.
Brand
This isn't just
split.
a let's just put Jay on Raw and
Separate these two fuckers.
And let's just not like do a little trade because the draft doesn't matter. They're actually acknowledging it, which I like that we're seeing. This is a positive step. The draft needs to matter, and I think Cody Rhodes going to SmackDown, this is the perfect way.
Big dubs.
This makes the most sense, and honestly, the bloodline right now is getting stale, so putting Cody over there, because obviously it was stale when he was feuding, with the Judgment Day for a little bit after the Brock thing. So honestly, I am all for it. I think Jay going to Raw, this is perfect, because obviously you don't want Jimmy and Jay to go at it right away.
No.
We want this match for WrestleMania. And the perfect way to, get this feud going is the Royal Rumble. Because, both brands, Raw and SmackDown, and some NXT people are going to be appearing in the Rumble match. So you could do something there, and that's where, you can really start this feud. Because we don't want these two to go face-to-face against each other in the ring until WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm. See, that's another thing. Before Mania, obviously, we have the Rumble. So I feel like having them all in the ring at the same time would be fucking nuts for a taste of what's going to happen at Mania. Like, I feel like that's going to be fucking sick. I feel like Jay's going to eliminate Jimmy and Solo.
And then what's going to happen is Jimmy's going to screw Jay in the Rumble, and that's going to, further the storyline between the two.
Yep. That could happen. Like Jay
but I
would
like
probably
that
be in the...
both brothers are separated on different brands, because this is a great way to let them be single stars.
I think that Jay is going to end up in the Final Four, and Jimmy's going to screw him. Yep. I think he's going to end up in the Final Four of the Rumble, and is going to get screwed, and that's where it's going to be like, yep, it's happening at Mania. And that fucking USO versus USO, dude, that's going to be huge, man. So I think we got something interesting, and I think also... Well, I'll leave that for that discussion because it's too soon. It's too soon.
It might be a little too soon for this wild take.
He's like, but I'm going to go there.
Man.
What's up?
Actually, no, I'm not going to go there just yet because we do have a topic on this certain individual. So I don't want to spoil it yet. But man, I got to say, the whole presentation for Jey Uso since coming back at Payback has been incredible. He feels very important. He feels
authentic,
like a main event star, and he's just so over with the crowd. And then starting off Raw with him and Sammy, the way that they did that was phenomenal.
And what's awesome, one of the best things about it too is it feels authentic. Like you can feel the transition of his career now. Like you can feel him going from a tag team star to a single star. And one of those things that really outlined that fact is his first promo on Raw. You could tell he was nervous. Like you could see he was nervous to cut his first promo, but he got through it and he did it and he got the crowd over. And that kind of signifies of where he's going. He's standing still now. He doesn't have anybody else now. He doesn't have Jimmy. He doesn't have Solo. He doesn't have Roman. He's doing his own story now, and they're giving him television time. So it's like he's established. So it's like, all right, let's see what you can do on your own. And
I'm very excited to see when Jay and Kevin Owens see each other face to face.
Yeah, because
I
now
also
it's
really
Sammy.
like too that Dominic Mysterio is trying to recruit him in the Judgment Day because they both have broken families. So I love that they're making Jay like the center of attention, and it's making Raw must watch.
Yes, dude. And that again, main event Jey Uso, because he's the main event of the show at this point, And then Cody's hopping over to fucking SmackDown. So who we got? Main event Jey Uso, along with fucking Seth Rollins, Shinsuke Nakamura. We got all of these fucking big players over there. So I think it's going to be really great to establish him.
Man, that's another highlight, seriously, with what they've done with him, because they have done a complete 360 with him. 180.
I'm glad that good correction, by the way. Nice catch. I am really, really happy with where they're going. Like, one, I think he works better as a heel. Two, I think the presentation for him is definitely better. I think they could definitely tweak it a little bit with his entrance music. I feel like he should go back to just the violins and shit and like his OG entrance when he debuted.
No, that's what he has now.
Oh, he does? Oh, fuck yeah. Okay, yeah, we're good.
Crowd sings his song when he comes out.
Yeah, good shit. And that's why it's also really cool that we got Rollins, who everybody sings his fucking song when they come out too. So it's if you build this correctly, this could be a really good, long-standing feud. If you really
I was
build
telling
it.
Danny this last week on the podcast.
What up?
If I was at a wrestling show and I can only sing one song between Shinsuke and Seth Rollins, I'd sing Shinsuke's over Seth's. And that's a hot take.
I feel like honestly, Shinsuke's just feels better like on the presentation of the tongue. Like it just feels better to be like than fucking
Well, you have
Yeah,
one
it's a little
that
bit funner.
like you have one that's like this. It's like whoa, and then you have the other one that goes da, na, na, na. Like you're having a
Fuck,
seizure.
excuse me. Don't say that shit in front of Vicky.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Did I tell you? Did me and Dan ever tell you that story?
Oh yeah, you've already told me this.
God, Triple H is having a seizure, and then I just started fucking breaking out and dying. Oh,
But
and
that's
Vicky
the
was
thing,
right
man.
there.
Like, but for me, my highlight of the week, I can't wait until WWE releases Jey Uso's new theme song, because when I'm working out, I'm gonna be jamming to that. It's just me, Us. Day one ish. You line them all up. We're gonna knock them all down.
My guy.
Dude, I can't stop watching his Raw entrance, man. It's so awesome to see
Hell
how
yeah, dude.
over he is with everybody. And that
Dude, it's
line, it's
Jey
just
Uso,
me,
man.
Oos. Like, it
Yeah.
hits because he's been so loyal to the bloodline.
He's been so like I've
And
been
he's
telling
got
you that,
shit on.
dude. I've been telling everybody this for fucking ever that Jey Uso was getting built for something different, and like ever since I saw him getting in bigger shape and like more stacked. Like, have you noticed that he's also gotten bigger? Like he's
Yes,
gotten
I
like,
have.
more stacked. They're cutting him out for something big, and I think eventually we're gonna see world champion Jey Uso. I think eventually, like, we're building him out to be world champion Jey Uso. Like, I don't even think I think they're gonna skip the mid card titles and put him right into the main events. Like, I think they're eventually gonna build him up against, maybe for a non-title match, Gunther, and he's gonna win. And then that's gonna establish him more, and then he's gonna go through more of the roster, and then eventually he's gonna land at either Seth Rollins or whoever else has the title, and he's gonna fucking take it. Whether if it's
He
the first
will
match,
win that
second
world
match, or
championship one day in his career.
and I think it's
so.
going to be a match of it's going to be a series of 3. I think it's going to be it's going to be a series of 3, and I have a feeling it's going to be Seth Rollins or it's going to be Karrion Kross, one of the two.
Well, I think the best way to end this topic is Jay is better than Jimmy.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Just me, Oos.
brother.
Yeah,
just
dude.
me, Oos.
Yeah, dude. Oh, fuck yeah. All right, next topic.
All I know is I am definitely
Simpin'.
going to have to talk to Danny, because he can't tell us now that Jimmy is better than Jay. He can't. Invalid.
Has he been preaching that fucking blasphemy? Has he been preaching that blasphemy lately?
I don't think he's mentioned it in a little while, but remember when he always said that, though? Jimmy is better than Jay. Invalid. Moving on now to the next topic we have here
Invalid.
at AEW All Out. In the main event, we saw Jon Moxley defeat Orange Cassidy for the AEW International Championship after 31 successful title defenses and holding the title for over 320 days. Do you think Jon Moxley was the right person to beat Orange Cassidy?
No. Just no. No, I don't think he was the right person. 2, I barely know shit. So, I mean, I can't really say anything. But if I were to say something that's kind of addressing the obvious elephant in the room, build other stars that you already have rather than ex-world champions of your own company and also WWE main players. Like, fucking use one of your day ones to fucking do it. Build somebody else. You don't need fucking Jon Moxley everything. Like, you're literally focusing on all your biggest stars. Why not build some of your own new ones that can carry the company when they inevitably bounce?
Well, that is the thing, though. In this match, it wasn't like Orange Cassidy got squashed.
No.
They actually did a really good job with this title defense, and I'm not going to lie, man. For somebody that's held the title for so long, and I've said this, multiple times to Danny, and I do want to say it here on the podcast, I've never seen somebody have a championship for so long, and when you're watching these matches, you think that the other person is going to take the championship from him. There's so many times where I thought that AEW is going to establish a new star, like at Double or Nothing. They had a buy-in match. It was Orange Cassidy versus Kip Sabian. And Kip Sabian, just made his return to, AEW. So I thought that maybe, you know, they were going to actually give him a push and take the title. Orange Cassidy fought Swerve in a great match, and I thought that Swerve Strickland, he was going to get the championship. Yeah, with Orange Cassidy, man, he's been, you know, defending the championship against even, you know, Daniel Garcia, another guy I'm really high on, and I thought that Daniel Garcia was going to get it. So it's like every time Orange Cassidy is defending the title, it's so unpredictable, and maybe that's because of his character, why it's like that. But I feel like in pro wrestling or even WWE, a lot of the times when someone's the champion, you know, WWE management or, you know, AEW, they're going to keep the championship on that person for as long as possible. And you know that, oh, this is very predictable. He's going to retain the title. But I think AEW did a great job with this. And honestly, if there's anybody that could beat him, it does make sense that Jon Moxley defeated him, I think.
Yeah.
But I get it, though, because Jon Moxley has lost a lot of momentum, so I do understand where you're coming from.
Like, he's just overdone.
Because the man did go from, you know, being a main event guy to pretty much people timing his bleeding in matches. Which, believe it or not, he did not bleed during this main event.
Wow.
Orange Cassidy was the one gushing blood.
Yeah, man. I have my reserves. You know, I feel like other people should definitely be shining rather than just WWE X successes, you know?
I will say this, though.
Tony Khan's too
I
much
kind
of
of
a simp.
wish that Wheeler Yuta won the championship.
Boom. See, there you go.
I wouldn't have minded that at all.
Exactly. There you go. See, somebody else. And Wheeler Yuta has definitely not only been elevated by the Blackpool Combat Club, but him having a title would definitely do him some favors as well. So,
or Takeshita, too.
Yeah.
He looked incredible in his Kenny Omega match at All Out.
Or take a shitta, or take Takeshita. Or,
oh, you can't call him take a shitta, man. You gotta watch that match because my God.
Yeah,
I couldn't believe it. I thought Kenny
fired.
Omega was gonna beat him, but he actually pulled the upset, and a lot of people in that arena were shocked. It was incredible, man. It was great.
Shit.
But that's the thing I do want to also point out with Jon Moxley. I am very curious to see like what he does with this international championship, because we've always seen Jon Moxley in AEW with, you know, the world championship or, you know, doing these big matches like Stadium Stampede and, you know, Blood and Guts. So I am curious to see like what he could do with a mid-card title, because I remember in WWE when he was the United States champion, that was his first title he won, and he was putting on great matches. He made the championship prestigious. So I am very curious to see like what happens here and who's going to be the one to take the title from him, because that's going to make a new star right there.
Yep.
But getting back into WWE, our next topic here, according to Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, Zoe Starks has been getting great reviews from talent she's worked with on the main roster, in addition to several backstage for how she's handled the call-up and the duties associated with it. What are your thoughts on Zoe Starks, and what's her ceiling in the WWE?
So, obviously, it's no secret that I have pointed out that I thought Zoe Starks looked weird as fuck. At least in her, like, the photos that they take of her, man. Like, I don't know what the fuck it is. I mean, but there's no denying that she is hella talented. I think she's definitely going to be built up as, like, another force. A lot like, you know, Bianca Belair, Shayna Baszler. She's definitely going to be on that level. She's going to be one to beat for sure. And it's going to be scary when she inevitably becomes women's champion. You know, she's going to. Because she really does have that star quality. We're just kind of shaping out the diamond a little bit. It's still on the rough, but there's something there. I think so far she's been doing great. Obviously having some, you know, mentorship with Trish Stratus, you know, having some good alliances with, well, not really alliances, but, you know, a little bit of some physical altercations with the likes of Becky Lynch, etc. I mean, she definitely sells everything great. I mean, I think she's a professional athlete in the ring. And she's also built like a fucking monster. So I think she has a bright future. You know, I think she's been doing great on the main roster so far.
I am very high on her. I think she's very talented. I think
for sure,
if WWE Creative has something for her, she's going to strive. I think she's the type of person that will do better in WWE than AEW, because in AEW, they give you creative freedom. In WWE, you know, there's more structure to it. And sometimes you're very talented, but you need that structure. And I think Zoe Starks is one of those projects that if you give her the right creative writer, she's going to become a world champion. She's going to be a big star in the women's division. And honestly, exposing her to the main roster with Trish Stratus was fucking brilliant, because of course the feud was lackluster. I think we all can agree on that because of how long
I think she was the best part of it.
But her getting this exposure,
It was huge.
Getting mentored by one of the greatest, Trish Stratus, and
then
watching
working with Becky
two
Lynch.
legends feuding, I think that definitely taught her a lot more than what she learned in NXT.
Dude, did you hear that pop the moment Trish was smacking the shit out of her and the moment she closed the fucking cage behind her, dude? Like, that pop was nuts. I'm like, yeah, dude, this is going to be sick.
I'm very happy that they did make that decision, because it was a great way to write Trish off of TV.
That, and dude, she got fucked up during that match, because I was finally able to like rewatch the pay-per-view yesterday. And it was phenomenal. Like, I think that match was definitely killer. Like, I think both ladies really sold it. Trish took a fucking beating, and
that was definitely their best match.
For sure. And it was obviously the final one. The finale was always going to be the fucking best, you know, like doing it is
That's
phenomenal.
how it is, man.
But no, I think Zoe Starks is going to be huge one day. And I think we're just getting a taste of what that is. I think Zoe Starks has it. Like I said, we just got to figure out and mold to see what the final product is going to be like. And really, really, really stoked for her future. I think she's been killing it on the main roster so far. I'm really interested to see her impact in the Women's Royal Rumble this year coming up. Like, I'm really, really stoked for, and I gotta agree with you. I'm pretty high on Zoe Starks right now. So
and I feel like there's so many people that aren't high on her. And to me, like, I feel like a lot of people are putting her under the radar, and I think that's actually going to help her in the long run, because a lot of people aren't putting that pressure on her. And sometimes when you put too much pressure on somebody, they fold. So and I think that her, you know, not getting, you know, acknowledged right away, I think is a good thing.
So I think if in a perfect world, this is what would happen. Start off, you know, with her little heel run that she's going to go on right now. Have her talk as little as possible. Like on TV.
I do agree. No. That's one of her biggest cons, man, is on
for right now. Right now, let her go back to like the original Sonya Deville, where she didn't say shit and just beat the fuck out of people. Like, they turned Sonya Deville into a joke, and I'm not going to lie. Like, they really did. With Zoe Starks, however, there's still time to save her. So if you want to fucking preserve her, this is what you're going to do. You're going to have her be a force to be reckoned with, give her some great feuds, have her talk little as possible, turn her into a fucking bulldozer. When it's time for her face turn, then let her cut the promos, because she's had time to cook on them in private. Now she can finally have the confidence to deliver on a fucking mic, have her finally say her piece that she hasn't said in X, Y, and Z, and then fucking soar her to the mountain, bro. Like, soar her completely up, because the same thing with Drew McIntyre. He was trash on the mic at first. He became a face, and look what the fuck he is. He's one of the most charismatic people we have on a mic today. Like, he's fucking great. Drew McIntyre cooked, and I feel like Zoe Starks is the next Drew McIntyre. Like, I think that's my hot take. She is going to have the same kind of fucking success in turn as Drew McIntyre. She's going to go as this little diamond in the rough, and she's going to take it one day. And we're going to fucking see a world champion Zoe Starks in the future.
And one thing that she definitely has, which I don't know why, a lot of wrestlers, when, you know, they start becoming a pro wrestler, the first thing they don't think about is the finisher. And her finisher is
so
incredible.
Fucking sick.
I think she has one of the best finishers in the women's division, period.
It's so sick, man.
It's like a reverse GTS. And I do got to say this, because while, you know, watching, you know, AEW All Out, I had, you know, my buddies over, and my best friend, his son, who, you know, I consider a nephew in my life, he even said to me, man, Zoe Starks, I love that finisher of hers. And like, he's not like a diehard, you know, wrestling fan, but that's coming from a casual.
Yeah.
Sometimes it
That's
could
important.
be a finisher that puts the talent over. And I think that she really has a lot of potential. I think the only thing that she has to work on is her mic skills, but that's very common for, a lot of, rookies in WWE. And honestly, I'm very high on her, and I think that the sky is the limit.
Not even just rookies, man. I mean, excuse me. One that's still struggling, and he's a veteran, is Bobby Lashley. Like, that dude has the most mid promos at best, but he is a phenomenal athlete, and that's what saves him.
We need MVP.
One person.
We need MVP.
Yes, but one person that I thought was shit on the mic that turned out to be fucking phenomenal. All it took was a fucking gimmick change, was Brock Lesnar. That dude is fucking went from
He's
just like
being himself now, so I would hope that
like,
he can cut
he was
a promo.
basically like a dumb Hulk for fucking years, and then comes
Just
back as a
bouncing
cow,
up and
and comes back as a cowboy and just learns how to fucking speak and work a crowd. I'm like, what the fuck is this? I'm like, Brock Lesnar? No fucking way.
I love
and I've
it.
loved him ever since. Like, dude, Cowboy Brock is the fucking balls, bro. I love it. Like,
He's just being himself, and you can tell he's having such a good time.
you could tell that this run in the last couple years was his favorite run so far in probably his entire career, because he has all creative control and he can say whatever the fuck he wants. He can literally just dress as himself and go to work. Like, the dude's killing it right now. You saw him singing country on stage yet?
And that's something that old Brock would have never done.
Yes. Have you seen him singing that shit on stage yet? The concert he went to?
Yes, I have.
I'm like, Brock fucking Lesnar. Like, nobody would ever see that shit. He's breaking kayfabe. Like, he's literally just himself now, and it's fucking phenomenal. And like I said, eventually people get there. Eventually
And
they
I think
do.
too,
It just
like him
takes
turning
time.
babyface and like being more of himself, I think
Mm-hmm.
has really like boosted his confidence as well. Because I feel like
Yeah.
that's one thing that he lacked his entire, life was confidence. And like
entire
now
life.
he's just, out just having a good time, man. I love it.
Dude, like, that's what I'm saying,
it.
like, eventually people do get there, and that's what I have in store for Zoe Starks.
Same here, man. But up next on the We Are Wrestling podcast, we got some more AEW news with, a certain debut of a former, WWE superstar. And even a huge milestone in WWE, Gunter beating Honky Tonk Man's record. We're going to be diving into all that up next on the We Are Wrestling Podcast 73. We'll be right back. Are you looking for wrestling content? Well, We Are Wrestling provides everything pro wrestling. The best one, Danny Hawkins, and the Load Rager Ben are wrestling marks like you who love this sport. We Are Wrestling has it all when it comes to wrestling content. We have different podcasts, vlogs, reactions, full wrestling matches, live pay-per-view watch-alongs, interviews, predictions, and so much more. Only on We Are Wrestling. What are you waiting for? Subscribe and become a We Are Wrestling Maniac now. We're back, and every week on the We Are Wrestling podcast, we do this thing called, what do we call it, Ben?
Comment of the week.
Comment of the week. And if you want to get your comment featured on a future episode of the We Are Wrestling podcast, all you have to do is go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, comment on any video, and we'll pick one comment, because unfortunately, I'm not allowed to talk about 3 comments or 5 comments. I love acknowledging all you We Are Wrestling Maniacs, but I'm not allowed to. So I must pick one comment out of 100. So this week, we have first time in the line at Travis McLean 1201. And he commented this. And this was on the AEW All Out Watch Along. I believe he commented after the watch along and said this. That whole pay-per-view was good, and Samoa Joe pushing MJF was a good start to their rivalry.
Yeah, man, that's going to be phenomenal. Obviously, rehashing that little callback to, 2016 NXT? Fucking, he shoved MJ... 2016
I want to say
2017.
2017.
Fucking shoved the fuck out of MJF against the wall, and he bounced off, and he already looked pissed off about it. And then it happens again when he's world champion of this company, above Samoa Joe. Yeah, man, that's a problem, and I'm really, really stoked that they're doing it, because if there's one thing that I will say that AEW has handled beautifully, it is MJF's career, because this dude is on fire, and like I said, I can't wait for the bidding war of 2024.
How much money do you think he's getting?
Fucking 8 figures, goddamn. Honestly, if I'm being realistic, if he even thinks that he wants to go to WWE, and if they are willing to pay him 8 figures, it's not going to be any higher than 12 mil. It's not gonna. Like, Roman Reigns, I think it's 9 mil. So, like, yeah, dude, that's Roman fucking Reigns, bro. So he might have to fucking stay sitting and squatting on good old Tony Khan's little wiener. So I don't think he's going anywhere. It's true, though. He might have to stay sipping on that little wiener.
He said that Tony Khan can't use condoms. He uses balloons.
A fucking balloon. What's those baby-sized Snickers wrappers? And he ties it off with a rubber band. What do you fucking mean? Holy shit. The fuck?
Oh, man. Honestly, if I'm MJF, I would stay in AEW because he's the best thing right now.
Well, they got now.
And
that's
he's
good
having
old CM Punk's
such a
gone.
good time with the whole Adam Cole storyline.
Dude, it's phenomenal.
He can't go to WWE where there's structure.
And the fact when he got pushed by Samoa Joe, fucking Adam Cole just was like, and then dropped the titles. It was like, dude, no.
And then MJF just gets in his face.
And just starts. Oh my god, dude! Like, oh, I'm so happy. Like, yeah, if there's anything that is great about AEW, it's MJF. So yeah, he needs to stay where he's at.
I think he's the best AEW original that they got.
And he can't be MJF if he's not in fucking AEW, because you know that WWE ain't gonna fucking handle that, like, let that shit slide, because he ain't gonna be like, oh, because it's fucking WrestleMania. No, dude, he'd be released tomorrow.
We're in fucking Wembley.
We're in fucking Philly. Like, yeah, no, dude, that wouldn't pass. So yeah, no, you can't do that shit in WWE. So I feel like if anybody's gonna realistically pay him that money, it's Tony Khan.
But I think that this is definitely interesting because MJF, starting this trend, a lot more wrestlers are going to be getting paid a lot more money. And Roman Reigns' asking price is going to go even higher. All of these stars, their asking price is going to go higher.
Yeah,
because
dude.
MJF has really taken the sports route when it comes to, his free agency status. Because in sports, when, an NBA player, for example, their contract is up, they're becoming a free agent. A lot of them, they want the most money possible. And a lot of them, will bet on themselves. And in this case, MJF is betting on himself. And I love that, he's putting this high price on him because he knows that he is the draw in AEW right now.
Yeah, dude.
So honestly, man, especially, Tony Khan, he better friggin' pay up.
Mm-hmm. 100%.
But here's the thing I do got to say, though, about MJF and Samoa Joe. I am very excited to see where this goes because it goes all the way back to NXT TakeOver when MJF was, an enhancing talent, walking Samoa Joe from, the locker room. Samoa Joe pushes him, and they pretty much reenacted it the same way. Pretty much, except on the entrance stage. And this was I think this is going to be a good feud for MJF as a babyface, because we haven't seen it yet, him as a babyface, fully. So I think him going against Samoa Joe, who just doesn't give a fuck, love it.
The dude's just, the dude is definitely in the same vein as, LA Knight and shit. He's just an anti-hero that people just can't help but love.
Yep, exactly, man. But congratulations, Travis, on the comment of the week. If you want to get your comment featured on a future segment of the comment of the weeks, all you have to do is go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel and leave a comment on any video. We'll pick one.
But here's the thing, though. If you want to have your comment featured, in order to do that, you have to comment on anything, but make sure you use the hashtag #FuckDanny on every single comment, and we will pull it out of the pool.
Blame Danny.
Hashtag #FuckDanny.
Well, here's the thing, though, with YouTube. if you do the hashtag #FuckDanny, they'll actually not show the comment. So we need to put hashtag blame Danny.
Hashtag blame Danny. Okay, there it is. But know that it's fuck Danny, low-key.
Yeah. Honestly, next week I will do that. I will pick one that has hashtag blame Danny. That's a great idea.
That's
I
the
love
way.
that.
That's how you're going to qualify. Hashtag blame Danny.
If only. But moving on now to our next topic here. We saw a huge milestone happen this past Monday on Raw. Gunter defeated Chad Gable and has officially beat the Honky Tonk Man's Intercontinental Championship reign. What's next for Gunter, and who should be the one to dethrone him?
At this point, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know at this point because dude's basically gone through almost everybody. I mean, if anybody should, it's probably somebody on the SmackDown roster that should hop over to Raw. But I don't know, honestly. I feel like I don't know. Like I said, there's not many that could. I mean, Drew McIntyre himself, who's, two-time WWE
Well, how do you
champion,
feel on
didn't
like
even
the
do it,
historic title run?
Oh, well, the historic title run, good shit. I feel like if anybody's deserving of it, it's him. He's really made the Intercontinental title prestigious. Like, he really has made it like it's something that's hard to get. Like,
Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship.
Sorry, but regardless of the fact, he's made it prestigious. And that's what this whole thing was about. And I think he's done that. And I think he's got maybe like till, I would say like the Rumble. Not the Rumble, maybe Survivor Series, so it's not on him during the Rumble. So like Survivor Series, I would say, have him drop the title. And then focus him for the win for the Royal Rumble. And then, yeah. I think the winner of the Rumble should go against Seth, and then they should have an angle with Cody.
So here's the thing, man.
I think, honestly, I think LA Knight might win the Rumble this year. If I'm being dead ass.
This is really tough. Because there's like two scenarios that I'm thinking of with Gunter. But before, I give those scenarios out, man, congratulations to Gunter on, this incredible milestone because he has made the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship so prestigious.
He has.
And honestly, every match has delivered. And I feel like they've just done an incredible job with the presentation. I think Samantha Irvin absolutely kills it every time with that Imperium introduction.
She deserves her flowers too. She's the best that WWE has.
Man, just like the old school mindset of Gunter. I love it. It works in 2023 because nobody's doing that. And it works because he's such a great technician in the ring. So it fits, the character perfect. And a lot of people, there's, some people that think he's boring because he's one of those old school wrestlers. But that's him doing his job because at the end of the day, he is a heel. He's not going to do flips.
Nope.
To try to get a holy shit chant. He's going to go in there and do what he has to do to retain his championship. Heavyweight, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I love everything that he's done for this championship. And I know the United States Championship hasn't really been getting acknowledged enough on the Premier Live events. But a lot of that, I can't even be mad at Triple H for that because the Intercontinental title has been more exciting than the U.S. title.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm so happy he's on the Raw brand.
Absolutely, dude, because I feel like the U.S. title would be kind of a little bit low. So I think the Intercontinental title for him was definitely like the way to go.
Absolutely. Because this championship definitely lost its, prestige for so long.
That, and I feel like it's a more old school title that was held by a lot more legends, and I think that they're trying to get that back.
Yeah, it goes all the way back, man, to Pat Patterson, first champion.
If you want my realistic view on things, the last time I feel like the Intercontinental title made a difference and really felt prestigious is when Ric Flair had it. I feel like that's the last time it felt prestigious because
it was
still
back in
post evolution.
Aggression?
Yeah, that was back in 0405.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
The last time I think the Intercontinental title was prestigious was The Miz. I think in 2016.
I feel like that was only for the simple fact that he had it for a long time, and it just felt like he just kind of got lucky.
Yeah, but he also did make it really prestigious as well, especially with that Talking Smack segment with Daniel Bryan, and then going to the camera, being real and saying this championship matters. Or you can even say Cody Rhodes when he brought back the old Intercontinental title.
Mm-hmm.
I think that he had a really good run with it. But Gunter, man, has been on a whole nother level.
He
And
is.
here's my thoughts about what should they do moving forward now that he's, broken the record. I don't think he's losing his championship anytime soon. I'm going to, call it like it is.
Yeah.
I really do think that, the ring general, he is going to win the Royal Rumble because last year he was in the final two, or this past year he was in the final two. And I feel like we haven't had a heel Royal Rumble winner in so long. And especially what he's done with this, Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship. I want to see what he could do with the World Heavyweight Championship.
That's what I'm saying. I think he's going to be going against Seth if he wins, and I think that's going to pave the segue for Cody and Roman. So,
But here's where I want to go with this. And I know I said this a long time ago. What if Gunther doesn't lose that Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship and he wins the World Heavyweight title at WrestleMania while holding the Intercontinental title and holding both titles up?
maybe that's possible.
I
With
feel
Gunther,
like
it's
that
possible.
would be a really cool situation because we have not gotten that since, I think, Ultimate Warrior when he beat Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, man. Like I said, that would be historic. So, I mean, then it's somebody that could definitely pull that off and sell it and really make it look like a real thing. It's Gunther.
And then what, and then also what they could do after that, they can vacate the Intercontinental Championship from Gunther so that technically, he never lost the title. But if he's the World Heavyweight Champion, you can't have him hold both. So then you could do, a tournament, you could do, a battle royal, you could do something for the title. And it would mean a lot more.
In a perfect world, I feel like Gunther I could definitely agree with that.
But I got
Never
one
mind.
more scenario, though, too.
What up?
And this goes back to Jey Uso earlier. I think you can have Jey Uso win the Intercontinental Championship from Gunther around, around like the road to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And you can make Jimmy versus Jey for the Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, and then whoever's holding the fucking US title can be them versus LA Knight at WrestleMania.
I think that's like where realistically it's going to go. I know a lot of people think that LA Knight is going to win the Rumble and like he's going to get this massive push right away.
Regardless of the fact.
But I think it's going to be 2025 when he, becomes the WWE champion or, the World Heavyweight champion.
I think he's going to be the World Heavyweight Champion before anything.
And I think it's going to be 2025 because they know how over he is. So they're going to take their time with it. Similar to John Cena when, he started doing, the Thugonomics thing. He started off with the mid-card title for about a year. And then, he jumped into a program with JBL and became, a main event guy.
Yeah.
And I think that's the route they're going to go with him because if you're as good as LA Knight, you don't need a world championship around your waist just yet.
Yeah, you can make everything else be more prestigious so that when the big one does come around, it's even bigger.
Absolutely. But if there's anybody, I do think Jey Uso will be the one to dethrone him.
I have to agree.
Moving on now to our next topic before our massive main event topic for this week's episode of the podcast. During AEW All Out, we saw CJ Perry, formerly known as Lana, in WWE make her AEW debut after Miro defeated Powerhouse Hobbs. How do you feel about Miro and CJ Perry being back together on screen again?
Cool. I've never been like a big Lana fan like ever. Just cool and all. It's obviously cool when you can bring your wife to work and, she has a job in the same company. It makes things a lot easier. And then, you're able to really win the bread together, so to speak. But I really don't care for it just because I didn't really care for the whole on-screen romance thing with Bobby Lashley and everything. Those things just kind of just meh. It just kind of like, all right, that's kind of where my boundary is, where I'm like, all right, we could kind of not do this. Like, I'm down for like the epic storylines. I'm down for some romance shit, but when it gets there, and it gets there pretty fucking heavy. And I'm not into it.
One thing, like, I will say that kind of threw me off, and I think it threw a lot of the Maniacs off as well, was instead of Rusev, being happy that she's there, he like walked out of the ring.
Yeah, I saw.
and he was like, "Why are you here? Why are you here?" And I think they're trying to play the kayfabe thing because last time they both were on screen together in the wrestling world, Lashley, she picked Lashley over him.
Yeah.
Like, I understand, like, the whole Malachi thing, why he did, like, the black eye thing because of, what happened with, Buddy Matthews.
Yeah.
On, WWE. But in this case, like, come on, we already know you're married, you're happy together. Why are we, like, going back to a shitty WWE storyline?
It makes no sense, and that's why I'm just like, eh.
I will say they definitely could have executed this better. I am very excited for her. I do love, the presentation of her being with, Miro, Rusev. I really enjoyed, that United States Championship title run he had back in, 2015. And I think sometimes, a valet adds so much more to the character. Like Karrion Kross having, Scarlett by his side. I think that makes a huge difference. And honestly, I'm excited to see where this goes, but I think that this definitely could have been a little bit better.
Yeah.
And I think that's the best way to leave it.
It's the best way to put it because it's one of those just weird ass topics, Just like, yeah, she's back.
Hey, but it's
and
a
doing the same
debut
thing.
a lot of people are talking about. And on the podcast, of course, we have to cover this stuff when we get new champions, when we get debuts, and even drama, which up next, you better fasten up your seat buckle. You better go to the microwave while your loins playing and go make yourself some popcorn, get yourself a cold beverage, and we got to talk about CM Punk yet again, except this time, Danny gets to skip this week, and Ben gets to talk about him, and
yay!
Oh boy, it's going to be a great time. So
stick around.
We'll be right back with more We Are Wrestling 73.
Hey everybody, it's Hall of Famer Devon Dudley here. And when I'm not putting people through tables or testifying, I am listening to one of the greatest podcasts in the world. We Are Wrestling Podcast. Check it out. Testify.
Collecting has always had a special place in my heart, going all the way back to when I was a kid. I remember my parents taking me to Toys R Us and waking up on Christmas morning to a bunch of new action figures. I had bins filled with thousands of rare WWE, WCW, ECW, and TNA figures through the years until, unfortunately, I ended up selling my whole childhood without knowing the true value of my collection. 2 years after I made that horrible decision, the pandemic hit, and I realized there was a part of me that felt missing, and that was collecting. My whole life, I have loved collecting wrestling figures, wrestling memorabilia, classic video games, Nickelodeon stuff, sneakers, Funko Pops, and even Angry Birds. As time went by, I decided I wanted to get back into collecting, except this time, document it and rebuild my collection over on Best One Donnie. So, if you want to go back into time and relive my nostalgic memories, subscribe now. We're back, and before we dive into this CM Punk drama, I just went on my phone during this commercial break while you were getting your cold beverage, and We Are Wrestling. We're going to be sponsoring an upcoming Blitzkrieg Pro Show, Fall Children, on October 14th at Gateway Cities Arts in Holyoke, Mass. And we are going to be sponsoring a tag team match, which I believe will be the main event of this show. The Vaudevillains versus Shook Crew.
Nice. Good shit.
So if you're in the Western Mass area, we recommend you guys to come out to Blitzkrieg Pro. They're always putting on fantastic shows. If you don't believe me, go to the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel and check out some of the vlogs at these events. Such an incredible roster, and the fact that we're going to be there is going to make it even better. So we hope to see you guys there on Saturday, October 14th.
Yeah, man, that'll be fun.
But moving on now to the main event topic for this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast 73. Last week, we had a lot of CM Punk news, and this week, nothing has changed except he got fired. Not by that guy. He got fired by Tony
A whole ass
Khan.
pussy. Whole ass man pussy. That's who we got fired by.
You know what I find ironic about all of this?
What do you find ironic about all of this, Don?
When he got fired, CM Punk, I thought Tony Khan grew a pair of balls until I go on Twitter and I watch the opening segment of AEW Collision,
and he's sitting
never
down.
been more scared in his life.
Dude, he's sitting down on a stool in the middle of the fucking
Looking
ramp,
at a
dude. Like, what?
teleprompter.
Seriously, like, what the fuck, man? Like, oh god, it's just so fucking funny to me. And and Danny, oh no, he'll never leave. Tony Khan will never buy out his contract. It's the biggest draw. Oh, he makes all their money. He'd be fucking retired. It ain't gonna happen. He's fired. He's gone.
That's the thing. Like, I got to give credit where it's due with Danny. He did say CM Punk was gonna come back. But you and I have been saying this repeatedly on the podcast that somehow, some way, CM Punk is going to leave AEW, whether he quits. The last thing going through our minds was being fired, but fired, quitting, same thing. He's not there anymore.
Yeah, he gone. He gone, son. So I'm like...
So the same thing I do gotta, let you know, like I, had to let Danny know last week.
What?
There are, multiple reports with CM Punk, so we are going to talk about it one by one, and we're going to save the whole WWE stuff for last, because I know in our group chat, we went in on it.
We went in on Danny.
We pretty much blasted Danny. Absolutely.
Yeah, we didn't go in on it. We blasted Danny.
So let's start this off with the meeting that was supposed to take place during, the week of All In. So...
yeah.
Earlier in the week, before AEW All In, Wrestling Observer Radio, Brian noted that the supposed meeting that was canceled, which was never officially agreed upon by the Elite, was believed to have been arranged by AEW President Tony Khan. The idea was for the meeting to happen at the joint show in Atlanta last week, as AEW is taping Collision the same night as Dynamite. The Elite declined Tony Khan's offer to meet with CM Punk. How do you feel about that?
That it's run by a bunch of children and backyard fucking wrestlers. Like, I'm sorry, right there was your first red flag. I mean, as much as CM Punk is a fucking drama queen and the god of his own mind, I will say 100% that they were setting him up for failure the whole time, basically. like you can't really work with that. So I mean, this was kind of inevitable in a way, especially after Brawl Out. Like, this kind of sealed the deal. Like, even whether he came back or not, they were setting his ass up for failure. It just, like, that just shows that some people can't be professionals, and I guarantee a lot of it was on the Elite side, 100%. Like, they're too much of fucking divas. Like, they're too diva. So
man, that's the thing, and that's the thing I gotta say about this. I'm not a fan of the Elite as EVPs, but I am a fan of, their work in the ring. That's the first thing I do want to, bring up. I feel like I'm like the only person on the podcast that, likes the Young Bucks. I know we all, love Kenny Omega's work in the ring. Can't deny his talent, but man, the same situation with Tony Khan. They should have just left it as the statement that they made on, their social medias accounts. They should have just left it as that. But then, you have Tony Khan come on TV, look like an absolute puss, and pretty much you have, the Young Bucks after Collision is over in Chicago taking a victory lap. And then you have Kenny Omega doing a whole Pepsi act on their Being the Elite YouTube show. That's your EVPs?
Yeah,
they should just take the Hangman Adam Page route and just, be a professional and just move on. Why are you worried about CM Punk? Worry about All Elite Wrestling.
Yeah.
And I think them not showing up to a meeting, declining to, have a meeting with CM Punk and Tony Khan to make this work, they should not have that title of being an EVP, because if you're an EVP, you should be professional. You should be able to see it from both sides and understand, someone else's point of view. I thought Kenny Omega was better than this. I knew
He's
the
not.
Young Bucks probably would be like this, but I'm more disappointed in Kenny Omega as an EVP because they really should have sat down with CM Punk. Even if you didn't like what the man had to say, come on now.
Continue.
Like-
No, keep going.
Can you guys at least be mutual and get on the same page and focus on the show? Focus on your biggest show, actually, AEW All In. I think that this was, Tony Khan, was trying to make things right, but people walk all over him, and unfortunately, more drama happened, and probably why CM Punk had a Twinkie fit at All In.
Twinkie fit.
Probably had a Twinkie fit that was a lot worse than what it could have been.
Absolutely, man.
Got a meeting declined.
Yeah.
He had trouble getting into London because nobody was there to pick him up. Oh my God.
It's a Medusa piercing.
And then, he deals with Jungle Bitch with those stupid comments.
Yeah, that's one thing I will say. Jim Cornette's fucking statement on this whole shit was actually kind of spot on. Like, yeah, like I'm surprised. Like, even ending it with like, I'm surprised he didn't kick him in his fucking pussy was hilarious. I don't like Jim Cornette, but that was fucking spot on.
The more they just moved on and just not talk about it, the better it would have been on all of their, behalfs. But instead, they're being immature about this, and honestly, it's not looking good for them.
No, it's not a good look. And this just shows why William Regal left. This shows why fucking their shit is just imploding backstage and half of their shit is ass. Like, Collision, cool. It's doing great. Why? CM Punk was on it, and he was focused on the more WWE aspect of storylines, where matches matter, where the build-up matters. And solid television. AEW is a fucking mess. I'm sorry, but you can't deny it. AEW is a fucking mess when it comes to like their show structure. It is.
You know what I'm going to say right now?
What?
I'm going to say this. Man, if Tony Khan did not have Bryan Danielson or Chris Jericho or Jon Moxley, he would be fucked. Christian as well, but like I'm going back to like the locker room leaders and like the day ones, because Jericho and Jon Moxley were AEW day ones. And Bryan Danielson has taken a really big leadership role in AEW. And we even heard, Tony Khan even say if something ever happened to him, he would want his dad to, let Daniel Bryan take over AEW.
Yeah, no, 100%.
So that's why I'm saying like those three names, they're the highlights of this. If Tony Khan did not have Jericho, Jon Moxley, or Bryan Danielson, he would be fucked.
Big fucked. And that's not a lie. I mean, I feel like if anybody should be running the show that's a part of the main, roster and everything actively, it is Daniel Bryan. And you should just fucking cut off Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks and just let the EVP of creative be fucking Daniel Bryan. The dude would fucking change the whole
Bryan Danielson, man, he's got one of the most, brilliant minds in this business.
Yeah, it's fucking, the whole thing is stupid. The whole fucking thing is stupid. Next topic on CM Punk.
Speaking of William Regal, you just mentioned him. There was another backstage incident that took place between CM Punk and William Regal when he first arrived in AEW. And before I get into this, I do want to say something quick about this. Why can't AEW backstage incidents news come out like years later like this one? Multiple sources telling him that the incident happened when Regal made his AEW debut, and it was Punk who refused to shake Regal's hand. Punk reportedly got in Regal's face and told him he didn't like him because he was a stooge for Triple H, and he didn't trust him.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this situation?
One that sounds like something would fucking good old Mr. Old Man Phil Brooks would say. A stooge, because I can hear his fucking voice saying it. Like, I can literally hear him saying it with his mic to the
Puppets
side.
And stooges.
Yeah, like, it just, I can see that happening. My thoughts on it, doesn't surprise me. Especially since that was at the height of all-time CM Punk's mighty return, and he was hot for AEW and still so happy to be there because it's a locker room that's full of incredible talent that he couldn't wait to work with for years to fucking come. And look where he is. Fired. So Yeah, I believe it.
Gotta fucking deal with children.
Yeah, including William Regal, who's literally like one of the biggest legends alive, still running today. So yeah, no, okay. So yeah, no, I believe it. I believe it. It doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, that's why sometimes you have to just keep your thoughts to yourself. I know he's very outspoken, he's opinionated. You're allowed to, but to a certain extent. And honestly, if William Regal is putting his hand out to you, even if you don't respect
You
the guy,
fucking
and you think
shake
he's a
it.
dude, you fucking shake his hand.
Yeah, 100%.
Especially if CM Punk, wants, his AEW run to be successful. Why not, throw all your WWE crap under the bridge
Yeah,
and
you're at a new
focus on your
place.
AEW run? But that's
Egos
the
are
thing,
fragile
though.
nowadays, man.
William Regal, if he didn't want to be in AEW, he wouldn't
There's
have
a
been in
reason.
AEW. But he wanted to go there because WWE, ended up releasing him.
Yeah.
And I think that he was a huge asset, to AEW. I think his run with the Blackpool Combat Club, I personally enjoyed more than, his NXT general manager run. But I know
great.
Regal wanted to have more creative because I know that's like what they had him do in WWE. But in AEW, people weren't really listening to him. A lot of, the young pricks like Jungle Bitch.
Yep.
Man, pisses me off. But the thing is, like, I'm sorry, but like, even if like CM Punk felt some type of way towards Regal, why not just keep that to yourself?
Seriously,
He just
it didn't have
arrived
to
in
be public
AEW.
news.
Let's see, what happens. Now I understand if, William Regal, the news came out that, he wanted to go back to WWE. Then I understand CM Punk, having an altercation with him.
Oh, 100%,
But
man.
him debuting and not shaking his hand, that just shows,
That's just immaturity and lack of professionalism. Like, yeah, that dude's always lacked professionalism because his ego's so fucking inflated.
And this is why when this news came out, oh boy, this really didn't help CM Punk's case because
Nope.
CM Punk reportedly reportedly CM Punk was open to returning to WWE earlier this year after the all-out media scrum. Punk went to a WWE Raw event earlier this year in Chicago where he visited with friends, cleared the air with The Miz, and even talked with Triple H before being asked to leave. The plan was for Punk to make his return at the Royal Rumble 2023. The person who eliminates him, which would have been Kevin Owens, would have main evented night 1 of WrestleMania. There's still belief that CM Punk is interested in a WWE return. There's also, some talent that are hesitant on him, joining WWE. But
Seth
there's
Rollins.
other ones that are very high on it, and they think that WWE has a chance of making a lot of money. And even one big star is open to it.
Which
Do you
one?
think CM Punk will return to WWE?
First of all, which star?
The name is disclosed.
Okay.
We know it's
Fuck
not Seth
no.
Rollins or Roman Reigns.
Hell fucking no. Hell no. And they're two of the biggest faces of the company, which is why I find this to be a little bit unlikely. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sure, money, whatever, but it just comes to show yet again, that WWE is a hypocritical fucking shitbag. So I don't know. I don't know if they want that kind of headache. I don't know. They're all about money, so I don't think they would buy out a contract like Tony Khan. So I think they'd be smart about it beforehand. So as unlikely as it may be, it might happen, and money talks. So if they can find a way to utilize it right and keep good old grumpy Brooks happy, then whatever.
Honestly, man, and I know, in our group chat, out of, all three of us, I am the one that's, the most passionate about really seeing CM Punk, come back to WWE. I think that, he saw what it's like on the other side. He didn't like it, and now I think he's going to go into WWE with a whole new, perspective.
He didn't even like it on the side he was already fucking on, and he was on the highest pedestal. He
never saw the other side. And now that he saw the other side dealing with fucking children,
he's got a lot of dicks to suck if he does come back.
Because here's the thing. it shows that CM Punk still loves WWE if he visited them earlier this year.
Maybe.
And I think it was a great business move on his behalf because after the whole all-out media scrum, this is why I even said in, multiple podcasts that, man, with CM Punk, he's smart for, going to Impact Wrestling, tapings in Chicago. He's smart for, trying to visit, on Monday Night Raw in Chicago because he knew what was going on with AEW. And honestly, I am so happy that, we actually might get the opportunity to see CM Punk back in a WWE ring. Something
Like I said,
never thought was going to happen.
As long as it's done right, the story's right, the pay is right for good old Phil, the creative is good for good old Phil.
No drama either.
That needs to be a part of his fucking contract. Like 100% in writing is like, you need to shut your fucking mouth.
Uppercase letters, no drama.
Yes. If he can get
with
past
the highlighter.
If he can get fucking past his fragile, God-complexed ego, then yes, I could see it happening.
But that's the thing, man. Like,
and if
CM
that's
Punk,
the case, just saying this now, AEW will plummet.
But that's the thing, though. We've seen it for years with, CM Punk. He takes things very personally. When, he got fired by WWE and, he quit at the Royal Rumble 2014.
Broke his heart.
He was so pissed off at them that he went on a podcast with Colt Cabana and pretty much got himself in a lawsuit, which ended up, ruining his friendship with Colt Cabana. And then, going to AEW, trying to compete against WWE. He did that, because he hates Vince McMahon. He hates Triple H. He hates the WWE. And now I think a lot of that hatred is gone because he's seen what it's like on the other side. And I think, him and Tony Khan, it's, been documented that before he joined AEW, him and Tony Khan, they built a genuine friendship. And, both of these guys were very close. Tony Khan, I think, was a very fair boss in, the situation because, after the all-out media scrum, he could have fired CM Punk because who instigated the fight? CM Punk. He said, anybody have a problem with me, you can show up to my locker room. I hate children. And pretty much, even though the EVPs, they should have been professionals and not poke the bear, they decided that they wanted to poke the bear and be unprofessional. But
Poke
at
the
the end
bear
of the
and
day,
kick the dog.
CM Punk instigated the fight. Tony Khan could have fired him, but he didn't. And honestly, I think CM Punk is taking this very personal with, Tony Khan. And I think that's why I could see Punk, showing up in Impact or showing up in WWE or, even New Japan. But I feel like New Japan is out of, question because of the working relationship that they have with AEW.
Yeah.
So I don't know, man. I think with Punk,
WWE might be his best bet.
if he wants to fix his image,
that's where he'll go.
He's going to WWE because at the end of the day, it all goes back to 2014 when he was burnt out.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, it's a proven fact. And I know I said this, to both you and Danny. Anytime there's a big star in WWE, no matter who it is, they always come back. We've seen it, with the Ultimate Warrior. We even saw it with Jeff Jarrett, who Vince McMahon, buried when, he bought WCW. The first thing he said was, one person I'm not hiring is Jeff Jarrett. Literally name dropped Jeff Jarrett because of how much he hated him. And then, Jarrett coming back and, getting inducted into the Hall of Fame. At the end of the day, CM Punk has one goal left, and that is to main event WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And I don't know, man. I think that he saw what it's like, and I think that he's going to go back to WWE. I don't think it's going to be a full-time thing, but I do think he's going to end his career there.
Yeah, I can honestly, now that we've had this talk, I can definitely see it.
But
it
the thing is,
right in the
too,
cards.
with, AEW All In, Jericho even said it too. Like, CM Punk, what a good way for him to go out. He wrestled in front of 81,000 people against, one of his biggest rivals, getting into the business, and that was Samoa Joe. That's also a really cool way of, getting out. But knowing how stubborn, how egotistical CM Punk is he going to allow Tony Khan to be the is he going to let Tony Khan have that under him? Oh, the last match Phil Brooks, CM Punk wrestled was in AEW. I don't think so, man. CM Punk is not going to allow that.
Yeah, I don't think so either. He's always the dude that gets the last laugh. And he's going to end it by main eventing WrestleMania.
Exactly. And he's going to show up in WWE. And I think that, people are really going to start questioning AEW and the lack of structure, which I think some people are starting to, understand. I know I'm starting to really see, the bridge, crumble a little bit. You've been seeing it from the outside.
Yeah, bitch.
I'm acknowledging you right now, motherfucker. I'm acknowledging you.
Yeah, dude.
But that's the thing. Even Mark Henry on Busted Open Radio, this is a clip that you need to hear. I'm going to play the clip right here. Okay. I want you to hear the way he said this.
Came up, fucker.
And I think this is the best way to end this week's episode.
You got it, brother.
I know it's recent. Let's see. Because a lot of people thought that Mark Henry was like, oh, he's saying like CM Punk is the problem, this and that. But pretty much
is, but yeah.
Yeah, but here's what he said. Hold on. Come on, where the hell is he? I'm gonna find this. I am going to find this. So how much do you love CM Punk while I'm looking for this?
No.
You love talking about him, huh? You love that he's the main event topic back to back?
Fucking yeah, sure. Sure. I'll let you have that. Sure.
Oh man.
I used to love CM Punk. Now I can't fucking stand the thought of his name.
I still love his work, but he's just so dramatic. I just hate the drama that comes with him.
Yep, and that's his biggest thing is he's gonna have to get past if he even wants to think about going back to WWE.
Aha, there it is. Yes, got it.
A week ago when CM Punk was a part of the roster. So, Mark.
All right, here we go.
A week ago when CM Punk was a part of the roster. So, Mark, I asked you that question and you said yes. Explain.
I said that because now you can freely go and there be no more complaining. There should be no complaining. The problem is gone. So-called problem is gone. So everything should be shits and giggles and unicorn pee and rainbow blankets. That's what it should be now. So I'm curious to see how it's going to be.
A week ago when CM Punk was a part.
That was Mark Henry's comments.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see how it goes basically.
But that's what I'm trying to say, man. I feel like if he shows up in WWE, the more CM Punk is now that he's fired, the problem is gone. So are we still going to get backstage incidents? Are we still what's going to happen now?
Yep. Yeah, we'll see.
And man, I hope that, this all works out for AEW. I hope that this all works out for WWE. And I really hope that this, does work out for CM Punk, because at the end of the day, right now, pro wrestling, it's a great time to, be a wrestling fan, and having, alternatums and all of these, wrestling promotions, selling out seats and, selling out pay-per-views and getting good ratings on television in 2023 is a great thing. Yeah. And I don't want AEW to, go downhill. I don't want to see that. And honestly, one thing I do want to, say is something that Kevin Nash, mentioned. I do think CM Punk should, get some mental health help.
Yeah.
But is there anything else that you want to talk about before we close off this week's episode?
No, I think we covered it all, man.
All right. Well, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs that are listening, let us know in the comment section below your thoughts on all the topics that we covered here. Do you think CM Punk will show up in WWE? Let us know. Obviously, we're going to keep you updated on all the, the wrestling news, especially with, CM Punk, because right now it's a very hot topic. But If you enjoyed this week's episode of the We Are Wrestling Podcast 73, make sure to smash that like button now. If you're listening to this, give us a 5-star review, not just a 5-star review, but a best one review, and download the episode. But if you're not a We Are Wrestling Maniac yet already, over on the We Are Wrestling YouTube channel, recommend you to hit that subscribe button now, turn on the post notifications, because the grind is real over there. The link's down in the description below. You can go follow Ben and I over on our social medias and personal channels. Ben is doing music reactions. I'm doing toy hunts. All the links down below. And of course, to all the We Are Wrestling Maniacs out there worldwide, we are taking over. Peace.